Hey everyone, it's Jenna Melanson from Canadian Beats Media. I'm joined today by Toronto's own Grace Marr for our latest segment of Zoomies. Welcome, Grace.
Hello, hello.
So first off, care to introduce yourself a bit more in depth for our listeners?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Grace Marr. I am a singer, songwriter, and recording artist. Originally from Ottawa, but I am based in Toronto now. And I've been songwriting and singing and making music, I don't know, for the better part of the past like decade or so. In and around Canada, a little bit of the US. And I love bridging and crossing over different parts of my stories, helping other people tell theirs.
Oh, awesome. So you've unveiled your EP Supernatural.
Mhm.
Are there any specific influences, musical or otherwise, that played a
Mhm.
significant role in shaping the sound and direction of the EP?
Yeah, I I particularly love songs. I love artists as well, and I like there's like certain people that I've definitely gravitated towards
Mhm.
in different chapters. But I will definitely like nerd out over like specific songs. So there were a lot of different reference tracks that we used to build them. But some of the same artists that would come up would be like Alicia Keys, Daniel Caesar as well. Yeah, but Drake kind of made it into a section of a song. I was like, no, no, there's this one song that Drake did with Beyonce, like mine, and I was like, it has to sound like that. Um, yeah, those were some of the influences. I think it was a lot like R&B and like folk, kind of coming in and out of those genres, and some of the ways that like folk and R&B artists will share their stories and communicate in music. So yeah, those were some of the influences on the project for
Okay.
sure.
The EP seamlessly blends various musical genres. What motivated you to experiment with such a diverse range of sounds, and how do you believe it enhances the overall project?
Oh, that's such a good question. Um, I I really believe, and again, this is so more overarching than the actual like sonic choices. And I will say that I work with amazing, amazing people.
Mhm.
Mito and TJ are just two of the best humans and collaborators that you can find. So I was very, very gifted in that way to have received them as people in my life and friends and collaborators. Um, but I do believe that songs try and be something. In the sense that like I think that we get given songs and they're just trying to tell us the whole time who they want to be. They're like kids, you know? They're like, no, this is my personality. And so I feel like, yeah, like I put my own spin on it. And when songs come from me, specifically in my artistry and my craft, like there's definitely gonna have these influences. Like I do love Alicia and Daniel and Yeba and Drake. Like these are people that I listen to. But I think part of the sonic diversity was because I love songs. I listen to all these different flavors of music, and I also really want the song to be able to be itself. I'm in it for sure. I'm saying it. It's coming from me. It's coming from my people. It's got a little bit of a director's hat on it, but I think that diversity can come when you're not trying to force it, when you're not trying to make a song something that it's not.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I think that that's definitely one of the major reasons why it's so diverse.
Um, are there, you kind of mentioned this, but are there any particular artists or mentors that have had a significant role on your career?
Yeah, yeah. There like again so many different music, so many different like musical icons and artists that I
Mhm.
adore. Um, but I definitely have like would not would not be the person that I am, would not be releasing music without my parents, without my
Mhm.
close like mentors. Kelly Lee Evans was someone that in the early stages of me trying to release and do stuff was like holding my hand. Amanda Mabro, a critically acclaimed singer artist and like vocal coach, also like just so good to me. The people that are in like my church communities who are in music, not in music, who continue to like be like, hey, no, like you got this, like like this is good stuff that you're doing. Like don't stop. Like keep your head up. Um, all of those people in my life would are 100%. I can hear them and I can hear their hand and see their hands in all these songs, and that's so special. Yeah.
Mhm. How does it, oh, nope, skipped one. You released two singles, Gold and 22 Again.
Mm.
ahead of the EP.
Yeah.
Is there a particular reason you chose these two tracks?
Mm. I also, yeah, and I did Jenna as well. That one came out, um, in, losing track, I want to say like October. Um,
Okay.
yeah, those ones, but specifically Golden 22 again, they seemed like, and this is part of, again, what I'm doing, what I really feel strongly is like, I have been writing and I have been singing in like sacred and, for lack of better words, like secular, like environments and musics and sounds, and I really thought that I was gonna have to kind of like close them off and be like, okay, like you do this here, you sing like this here, or you talk like this, or you write like this, when you're in these settings, you write like this, you talk like this, you sing like this when you're in these settings. And I thought that I was gonna have to separate it for the sake of it being palatable. Like I
Mhm.
just didn't think that people wanted to hear crossover. And then I was like, but I want to hear crossover. I need that. And a lot of my friends and the people that I'm with, like, we want to listen and we want to hear artists that reflect our everyday lives. And for a
Mhm.
lot of us, there's a lot of people who have a spiritual connection or have something going on in their life in that world and are trying to navigate also life at the same time. So so part of releasing 22 again and Golden Gin were like those were the ones that like weren't necessarily the most like church driven. Like
Okay.
there are songs that are still like everything for me is inspired by my life and the way that I live my life. That's full stop. So I can hear sprinklings of like my spirituality or my faith in there, but like that's not what people are gonna hear when they hear like I want to be 22 again, do all the stupid things I never did. Like that's not what
Yeah.
they're not gonna hear the whole journal entry that I wrote about why and like why I felt that way.
Mhm.
Same with gold. I'm worth all the gold. That could be considered really like selfish. But for me, that song came from like such a turn of like, no, like I'm gonna step into like my worth as a person. I'm gonna put my boundaries in place. I'm gonna hold true to like what I want and who I want to see and how I want to see it shown up in my life and how I want to treat other people. Um, so part of it was like trying to come out of I was writing in a lot of like Christian contemporary and gospel and then I wanted to start releasing music kind of showing people that like I'm gonna release both and we're all gonna be okay with it, right? And everyone is, and it's always that case. We think that something's so scary and people
Yeah.
are people and they just want to see you win, and people's hearts are so much more open and more expansive than we think. But that was
Mhm.
part of the heart was like let me show this and then continue to like bring it back. Supernatural is like a more like faith driven song, the like title track, but let
Mhm.
me kind of weave some of this stuff in and out and hopefully tell a story in that way. No.
Great. How does it feel to be part of the lineup for the North by Northeast Festival? And what are your expectations of the
Yeah.
event?
I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm nervous too in a good way. I've played stuff, but I mean like so many people, the live scene changed so much after COVID.
Mhm.
So I've been writing in the studio and I've played like a few one-off and like shows and showcases in the city. But this is definitely going to be like a first show in a while that I've been able to like really step into it. So I'm excited. I'm excited for my people to come out and be able to hear these new songs. I will be releasing, so Supernatural will be played obviously, and then there's another like 5, 6 songs that we're bringing together for like a full album in June.
Okay.
So that's going to be called Saving Grace. If you don't catch the pun, just had to do something with my name on that one. And so that's going to come out in June. And so it's all going to kind of come together. I'll be playing Supernatural songs, the new tunes, maybe a cover or two. Um, but so yeah, I'm mainly excited and also just a little bit like okay, like let's put together a show and let's have fun, and again like do it for the community, do it for the people that
Mhm.
are already in my life, already showing up, and then also like keep making the circle bigger and letting people know like what I'm doing, what I'm about, and if you vibe with it, then like come hang, like you know come have a conversation, come sing with me, yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be great.
I think so. I appreciate, Jenna, your vote of confidence.
So the next 5 questions are just for fun.
Yeah.
If you could collaborate with any musician, living or dead, who would it be?
Amanda Marshall.
Okay.
hands down. And also Coalition Music, Amanda Marshall, and their management, please, if you hear that, Amanda Marshall. You're in Toronto. I know you are.
If you could instantly master any skill, what would it be?
Oh, I would like music engineering. If I was better at pressing buttons, music engineering. Yeah.
Okay. If you could magically become fluent in any language overnight, which would you choose?
I feel like Latin, because then I could understand all of them, right? Like Latin is the root of everything.
Yeah.
That feels wise. No one else would speak Latin, but I could maybe learn a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
should I say Mandarin? Because everybody, I don't know. No, we're gonna go with Latin. We're gonna go with Latin for now.
Okay. What's your favorite outdoor activity during the spring months?
Oh, I just love going for walks. I love going for runs, just putting in my headphones and like, just yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just out, just going outside, just journeying, and come back home. Do like a little 30 minutes. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
And last but not least, do you have any pre-show rituals or routines that get you in the right mindset for the show?
Ooh, yeah. I warm up. I make sure that I have some water or some tea. But the best shows and the best even Sunday mornings are like I used to do this thing where I would tell myself I would pick like a famous person, but like someone like ridiculous. Like it was like the prime minister of some and was like, "Are they here today?" No, calm down. Like you're gonna go sing, tell your stories and you're gonna do your thing. This is what you do. Like and it makes it exciting and also I feel like you can kind of walk in with like an air of confidence. So when I yeah, so I feel like telling myself something like that
Mm-hmm.
usually is that's it settles it and it feels like okay, cool. I feel like I can walk with a little more swagger in my step, being like, I've got this versus you let it get too big and you're just like, oh no, now I'm like freaking out when you don't need to be. So yeah,
Yeah.
water, or tea, a little bit of a warm up, and then like calm down.
Yeah.
You're be excited, but don't let it take you over.
Love that. So that's it for Zoomies. Thanks for joining me and congratulations on the EP.
Thanks, Jenna. I really appreciated it. And yeah, Supernatural is out. Everybody go listen, and hopefully I'll see you at the NXNE show.